Give me the tea. What's the drama? What's happening in your life? I want to know.
Get ready with me story time with new makeup products. Also, if you hear anything in the background, I'm watching Tangled. So this story time, hold on. Anyways, guys, this story time is about a funny moment that happened in second hour. So I'm gonna go all the way from the beginning. So my second hour class is my English honors class, and we had our teacher for like the whole year, well, half the year, because towards the end of the year, or like not too long ago, maybe like 2 months or 1 month ago, she quit. And there's like a whole reason for why she quit, but that's like a whole nother story time. But anyway, so now since she quit, we have this substitute, and the substitute is like an older lady. And for like people with like older teachers or substitutes who may be older, y'all know that like they have their own separate way of teaching, and like how when they were younger, it's like completely different for how things are now. So this substitute really like picks and chooses who she likes and who she doesn't like. And so there's just one kid that we can say she doesn't like, and we're gonna call this kid Jeremy. So the kid Jeremy, you can say he's like slightly autistic, but like he does everything we can do. Like he's really no different from any of us. It's just some of the stuff he says and does, like he has no shame, like he does not care. So basically when we first get in the class, I guess Jeremy was like looking for something in his book sack, and so he began like taking like everything out of his book sack and like laying it out on the floor. Okay, so we're gonna call the substitute teacher, or our teacher now, Miss Mary. And so Miss Mary did not like that all his stuff was on the floor, like at all. So then she started making like a big deal about how all his stuff is on the floor, and like the class was like laughing about it because just like of how she fusses, like she's like old but funny. So I guess Jeremy just wants to get out of the room to breathe, so he asks her, can he go to the restroom? And I don't think it was really fair. I think she just said no because she was mad, but she was like, no, you can't go. And then the messed up thing, after she said no to Jeremy, she said yes to like another student and let them go to the restroom. So I guess her saying no to him going to the restroom kind of led to the main plot of the story. So after the whole you can't go to the bathroom thing, everything started dialing down. Like it was nice and quiet, and like everything was good. So like I said, everything was quiet, and then all of a sudden Jeremy raises his hand, and I turned my head because I had a feeling. I was like, he's about to say something just out of pocket. So because his hand is raised, Miss Mary calls on Jeremy, and literally his exact words, he had his Chromebook out and it was opened, and he said, according to the student handbook, you cannot allow, or like you cannot tell us we can't go to the restroom. Go to part 2. Welcome to part 2 of funny thing that happened in my second hour class. But like I was saying, he literally opened his Chromebook and was like, according to the student handbook, you cannot tell us that we cannot go to the restroom. And like everyone was laughing, and I was just looking at him like, I know he did not, because now she's about to do a whole thing. Because like with Miss Mary, she always has to be right. Like she can't be wrong. She can't be wrong in her eyes. So now Miss Mary is getting all like just ready to argue, and she's like, you're incorrect. So now Miss Mary is upset, and she starts going over her classroom rules, and literally half the class was looking at her like dumb, because I was like, in my head I was like, it wasn't your classroom until like a month ago. So I really just didn't understand her logic, but she kept on going. So then she starts going on about how the school says that we can't eat in classrooms and do this and go on our phones and all that. But she was saying all of that even though literally the school doesn't care. Like in all of our other classes, we're allowed to go on it as long as like it doesn't distract us from doing our work. Like she's like the only one. So now the class is still technically like kind of now ganging up on her, and Jeremy is not done. So he literally goes up to her desk and is like, he does this. He's like, stop talking, like I said. So of course when he does this, she's like, I know you did not just put your hand in my face, blah 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 blah. And the class, being the instigators they are, they're like, oh, yes he did, oh, what are you gonna do? Like, so basically at this point the class is just going crazy because they think it's so funny and they're laughing. Jeremy is still trying to explain the student handbook to our teacher, and the teacher is basically trying to get everyone back in order. So now I don't really know what Jeremy said, but he had said something and it just sent Miss Mary off, and she was like, get out. So now Jeremy is getting sent out of class, and everybody's like, no, Jeremy, justice for Jeremy. And so now this next part is when I was literally like, okay, something is seriously wrong with this lady. So after Jeremy gets sent out, we're like, oh, Miss Mary, you really didn't have to send him out. He really didn't do anything that bad. And she goes, I didn't send him out. I didn't kick him out. And we're like, mm-hmm. I'm gonna change my lip combo because I'm not living for it, but that'll come in a bit. But yeah, so she's like, I didn't kick him out. And everybody's like, Miss Mary, we literally heard the words come out of your mouth talking about some get out. And so now everyone is like getting on her because they're like, Miss Mary, you literally told the boy to get out and now you're denying it. And so now this whole argument basically goes on for the remainder of class until the bell rings for us to go. And so now we're out of class and I get the idea to check my phone. And in the messages, we have a class group chat. Jeremy was literally asking, he said, can he have a witness because he wants to try and get our substitute fired. But I will update you guys until further notice. Hey guys. So, I know you've been waiting, and I'm happy to say that I have an update on my last story time. I just fixed the angle, my bad guys. But for anybody that is new and they see this video first, basically, I did a story time about like a funny moment that happened in my second hour class, and this one kid was basically fussing, or not fussing, but kind of going back and forth with the teacher about the student handbook and a bunch of rules and stuff, and then he was like, he was going to try and get her fired. I just put like a sleeping thing on my head because I cannot find my headband anywhere. And also this e.l.f. primer, like, so sticky. And also before I really get into it, somebody asked for like my nails and they're like kind of like going away now, but this is what they look like. But anyways guys, so basically today my class is going into second hour and we were expecting Miss Mary, which is what I called the secondary teacher, so I didn't say her real name. But instead, we had a different teacher. And how that might just be like a coincidence, just wait, because what she said later, I was just like, So we go in, and it's not Miss Mary. We're going to call this teacher Miss Bo. So we end up having a substitute that we also have if like a teacher is out, and her name is Miss Bo. So when we got in the class, we didn't really ask Miss Bo where Miss Mary was. But we did ask Jeremy, and for the people who don't know, Jeremy is like the boy who was going back and forth with Miss Mary. But we asked Jeremy, we were like, did you actually like report Miss Mary for like fussing or whatever? Also ignore the pimple patches. So they asked Jeremy, and I'm pretty positive he said that he did not report her. So we were kind of just like, where is she then if he didn't report her, you know? So the rest of the class kind of goes by and we still don't really ask Miss Bo where Miss Mary is. So now the bell has rung and we begin to like start leaving the class. And I guess to like make sense, my class is like kind of acting like a fool like they usually are, like towards the end of class. And so Miss Bo was like, oh, y'all better get y'all's acts together because I'm supposed to be with y'all for the rest of the week. And so when she said the rest of the week, that's when I was like, okay, something must have happened because why else would Miss Mary not be there for the rest of the week? So if you ask me, in my opinion, I think she either got reported and I just misheard Jeremy, or like she just must be having something going on, but I really could not even tell you guys. But this is like the only update I have for you guys right now. But if you guys have any guesses of why you think she's not there, put them in the comments because I want to read what you guys think. And one more thing, I wanted to say thank you for the love on the last post. I read your comments and I will definitely do more story times. Alright, that's it, but I will continue to update you guys.